Did I tell him that night when I went home and I had my pants off and I was looking at my leg that my leg was purple? Like, we're talking like borderline eggplant purple, like zombie flesh purple? No, I'm a dumb actor. So picture this. I'm in Florida, living my best deep sea fishing life. I'm in the boat, and at some point I cut my leg. Not really sure at which point that happened, but I was aware of it. Do I clean it? Yeah, of course. Which for me kind of just entailed jumping into the ocean, the saltwater sting and all that, you know? Did I go to the doctor? Of course not. I'm an actor, and I needed to get onto the set of the Soviet sleep experiment fast. So I just put on some, Neosporin or something like that, and didn't really think about it much. Cut to a few days later, I am working on the film, The Soviet Sleep Experiment, and my character, Subject 6, it's written into the script. He gets a little bit of a beating, and coincidentally, it happens to the leg that I have this cut on. I decided in that moment, as we were shooting that little bit of a fight scene, that I'm going to use this.